For all my Midwest people who probably don't know who Troy Ave is, my people worldwide, Troy Ave, Roland Collins, born November 23rd, 1985, age 37 today, Brooklyn, New York, U.S. He's a hip-hop artist, vocalist, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's his label, BSB Records, you know what I'm saying? He began his rap career in 2009. Troy Ave announced that his new street album, Dope Boy Troy, Volume 2, New Pac, was released on April 14, 2017. He's from the Crown Heights neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York City. You know what I'm saying? Troy Ave, I guess that came from where his street was, his street name. In November 2013, his first studio album, New York City, the album was released. It debuted at 47 on the Billboard Top R&B Album Charts. He was named in XXL in 2014, you know what I'm saying? That's the freshman class, you know what I'm saying? And these some of the legal issues. I think this one, on May 26, 2016, he was arrested for attempted murder and legal weapon possession for shooting at T.I. concert. 2016, Collins was arrested for attempted murder and legal weapons possession for shooting at T.I. concert during the event Urban Plaza, where T.I. and others scheduled to perform. 4 people were shot, one fatally by shooter from the VIP section of the event. The man who died, Ronald McFlatter, 33, was said to be a friend of Collins, who was taken to the hospital and then transferred to another hospital where he was arrested as the primary suspect in the shooting. While at the hospital, it was alleged that the gunshot wound was self-inflicted. Collins pleaded not guilty, claiming self-defense, and that he and his friend were shot by an unnamed assailant. He was held without bail. His lawyer then argued the public to come forward with any information that witnesses could provide. Collins dropped a single called Chuck Norris Hoes and Gangsta mixtape called Free Troy Ave in reference to his condition of being charged with shooting. It was released on June the 6th, 2016. On July the 11th, 2016, he made bail and was temporarily released. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the incident where we rewind to 2003 right now. 2023, and that's what Joe Budden and Troy Ave is going through right now when he just dropped his new album, his new song, and everybody hate it. Well, some people hate it, some people love it. Let me say it like that.
So I always thought you was a doof, just so I'm clear. I'm trying to have an objective talk, but I think you a doof, and that was the reason I always stayed away from goofy niggas like you, because you.
Okay, at 10 minutes and 37 seconds, that's when Joe Budden clicked and said, "You a doof." But it almost sounded like he turned to his boy, but let this finish. There it was.
Have to protect your energy. What? Oh, I'm sorry.
Why?
Because Troy Ave's a doof. He been a doof. He has been a doof for a long time. I'm on record with this. You know how I feel about it. It's a doof. They always have a goofy.
They've had a back and forth.
They've had a doofy nigga. But that don't mean I'm still trying to get to the bottom of what's right and what's wrong and what should happen here.
Joe, okay, all right.
What? I'm telling you how Joe feels and how Joe feels only.
Now,
that's his step. Like I said,
hold on.
I hosted Troy Ave's first mixtape.
I'm new to this.
I'm on the other side of that.
So I'm not going to put out any speculations. I'm just going to ask you, why do you think that he's a doof?
Too many different reasons to name, but I initially had this thought when he first started sharing his views on mental health, people that commit suicide. When he said what he said about, I'm not going to say it.
Got it.
Yeah. When he said what he said,
that was rough. That was bad.
That was really bad. He doubled and tripled down on it.
Yeah. So it's nothing personal to you.
Oh no, he ain't a nigga.
I don't know.
He can't do nothing to me.
No, not fighting. I'm just saying nothing personal.
He can't do nothing to me. But yeah, when he started doing all that, and this was before that. He was talking about Eminem, I think. And I hit Hovain, rest in peace Hovain, to say, hey, this is your artist. You might want to be careful about how he speaks about people with mental health issues and people that take pills and people that's anxiety and people that's, he was calling them weirdos, niggas that'll go do a school shooting, doofy ass niggas in the hood don't. Like, he was just going crazy.
But do you feel like
I feel like he is one of the biggest goofs that New York has produced. That's what I'm saying.
But do you feel like he's rehabilitated? Do you feel like it's a chance for him to be that?
I won't never be around him to see it. I won't know. I don't care. I don't give two fucks about this nigga. So I'm staying away.
Do you feel like somebody could say something like that, be ignorant, and not know the details about mental health and not?
It's almost like Joe went and I ain't gonna lie, Joe Budden. It's like you went bipolar on this. It's like you was almost protecting him, and you even said it yourself. You was protecting, kind of like trying to keep it kosher on trying to be on his side a little bit, and then you just snapped 10 minutes in. So yeah, man, and then you steady going. So
consider it, but change later on. A lot of us say things before.
Yes, I believe that. I believe that.
Okay.
I do not believe that there's, for me, I'm only speaking for me, that there's been changed behavior or any sign of it from Troy Ave.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. That's where Troy Ave snapped at. I see where he snapped at. Because Joe Budden just went from being on his side to not being on his side. I'm confused. It's a bipolar situation right there. Yes, sir.
They cannot stop us no matter what obstacle coming our way. We cannot be stopped. God is great, the paper straight. God is great, his album straight. It's cold dead, 8 hour one. We bombing on it. But anyway, Junkie Joe called me a doofus, and I'm the biggest goof that New York has ever produced, and he's entitled to his opinion. That's cool, no problem. Now here's my opinion, Junkie Joe, and these are all based on facts. You think I'm a doofus? Well, I think and know you're a junkie. I say this because I know someone who sold you cocaine sniffing your nose, sir. I'm not gonna accuse you of freebasing, even though there's a picture that looked like you was freebasing, sir. I'm not gonna accuse you of that, okay, junkie? Nah, junkies have opinions on me. Niggas that rob bottle point cab drivers have opinions on me. Niggas that got their butt played with by men consensually have opinions on me. It's okay, fair rappers. No problem. Junkie Joe called me a doofus. Okay, Junkie Joe. Well, that's cool. But, yeah, we need that. Here's what my opinion on you. My opinion is based on fact. My opinion is you're a rest haven for hoes. This is a fact.
There's a lot going on right here. Troy Ave going in. I had listened to Troy Ave interview first, but I had to go back and listen to Joe. But yeah, I don't know what Hassan Campbell said about him, but he's going in on Hassan Campbell and Mason too. So yeah, Troy Ave is going at these guys.
I've had meaningless sex with women that you love. It's like you just found Fab's old phone in the garbage. Even though there's a picture that looked like you was freebasing, sir.
He said there's a picture out here and it almost looked like he was freebasing, but he said, well, you heard him say, quote unquote, but I'm talking about that line when he just said something. I don't know if he said he was having sex with Joe Budden's girls or Fabulous was fine having sex with his girl. Let's listen again.
I'm gonna accuse you of that, okay, junkie? Nah, junkies have opinions on me. Niggas that rob bottle point cab drivers have opinions on me. Niggas that got their butt played with by men consensually have opinions on me. It's okay, fair rappers. No problem. Junkie Joe called me a doofus. Okay, Junkie Joe. Well, that's cool. But, yeah, we need that. Here's what my opinion on you. My opinion is based on fact. My opinion is you're a rest haven for hoes. This is a fact. I've had meaningless sex with women that you love.
Yeah, he said he's had sex with women that he loved.
It's like you just found Fab's old phone in the garbage and just started saying inside joke. You found Fab's old phone and you went out looking for those women. You feel me?
Like he went out looking for Fabulous old girlfriends. So basically, like he's saying he messed with all Fabulous old chicks. And he did say he was having sex with his girls too, with somebody he loved.
Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, I'm a doofus. That's cool. Junkie Joe, he called me a doofus. That's your opinion. My opinion is you might be half a mook. You say a lot of questionable things.
Yeah.
Right? I don't say those things, but it's cool. It's my opinion. My opinion is based on facts. Yours isn't, sir. Show me some facts about yours. Another one. Junkie Joe, you call me a doofus. I think that's short for doofus. I think you're into bestiality. You literally
Bestiality, wow. Okay.
jerk off dogs.
Oh no.
I'm saying this man jerk off dogs. I don't know what's going on, man.
These are facts. This is de facto show. This is not no bullshit. This is de facto show. The Troy Ave podcast. Our facts are based on opinions. Opinions based on fact. Junkie Joe, you call me a doofus. Well, I think it's a fact that you're a failed rapper. Def Jam budget.
This is crazy right now.
Do we still count Pump It Up?
Pump It Up is a good song. For the time, I never jammed it. I know it's like when you at a basketball game, sitting there, pumping on you, playing when you want to play. You're a failed rapper. These are what these niggas are. Your success was on the mixtape scene to people who enjoy that, but to me, this is like an NBA player that's on the bench going to Rucker Park and dropping 40.
They going back and forth at each other. Troy Ave say all of this is true. Stuff he's saying is facts. Him messing with dogs, jacking off dogs, and all of this stuff.
And winning MVP.
And messing around with, he messing around with all his girls.
Big label budgets. I got my own budgets out of my own pocket, self-made and self-paid. That's cool. Okay. Junkie Joe, you come, and these are opinions. You're a failed rapper. It's cool.
Yeah.
Now, these are opinions based on facts. You call me a doofus. I have another one. I think you're soft. I think you're an emotional chump. I think you're a chump because I've seen Taxstone, Ratstone, punk ass nigga punk you.
Mm-hmm.
You had none of this energy for him.
On camera.
On camera. Right there, like at least on camera, and then you supposed to be on go. Like, nigga, what? You trying to play me? What? Were you scared? Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna match that energy. But you know who you would match that energy?
That's when he said that he got into it with Taxstone, and Joe was shouting Taxstone out to be free on his podcast. He kept saying it.
I'm not on the side. I think Tax should be home. I think Banger should be alive. I think a lot of things should be
agree with that.
About this. Free Taxstone.
Agree with that.
Junkie Joe, you call me a doofus, but it's a fact that you're a woman beater.
Oh, man.
Do we have to name him? Do I have to do a DJ?
He's saying that Joe is a woman beater, and there's too much going on, man.
If I need to do the DJ Vlad and send these women money for an interview, we can do that, sir. We can call you victims. You feel me?
Okay, that's why he's mad at Joe Budden right there. So that's the reason he fired back at Joe Budden, is because Joe Budden called him a doofus. I think if Joe Budden would have made it through the interview without saying that, he was almost in. I think the interview was like 12 minutes, but 10 minutes in, he just went crazy. The last 2 minutes, it was all about him. So now, Troy Ave saying that everything he's saying is facts. From the drug use, the women, sleeping with the women, stealing fabulous old girlfriends. I don't know what a mook is, but that's what he called them. I'm not from New York. I don't know what that is. But, yeah. Allegedly, all this stuff has happened. He said facts. I got to say allegedly. I don't know none of this stuff for real. This is just what they saying. So I'm just giving my opinion on certain stuff. But it's only my opinion, just like everybody has one. And it's crazy, though. I think it's crazy, period.
Dan gave his recount of the incident, all the incidents, the fight, the struggle, the shooting, the multiple shots. I've seen different takes about this online. I've seen people trying to group Troy Ave in with Gunna. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm not the one to call it. How does everybody feel about it? And rest in peace, Banger, of course. But how do we feel about Troy Ave taking the stand? All right, and I have what he said. Troy Ave says, if it's fight or flight, I'm always going to fight because at that point you could die. Collins, 37, said in the Manhattan Supreme Court. Collins described grappling with Taxstone, a hip-hop podcaster whose real name is Darryl Campbell, over the gun. He said, it looks like if you see people wrestle in high school, wrestling, that type of position. When the shot goes off, I see the light from the spark and I hear the shot, he testified. This is all happening fast. I get up and start fighting Tax Stone, trying to take him, grab the gun, and another shot goes off. I put my leg up to kind of block the shot from hitting me in the face or chest. That's when Campbell shot him in both legs, he told the jurors. I got up, Collins said. I'd rather die fighting. People die from leg shots. I'd rather die fighting than laying on the ground. I got up immediately. He just gave his recount of the events that night.
Gotcha.
From his perspective. But
Yeah, listening to just that little part, it's like 7 days ago. It don't seem like Joe Budden was trying to bash Troy Ave or whatever it may be. He said people was trying to put him in line with Gunna, saying that Gunna, because Gunna, took the stand and was talking. This is a whole different situation, sounds like to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wasn't really following the story that much. I have heard of Tax Stone name, but I also heard of Troy Ave. I heard of Troy Ave first, of course, being an independent artist getting money out of New York. But 3 days ago, Troy Ave had posted on his podcast or whatever, talking about how Joe Budden is out, you know what I'm saying? And he got facts of Joe Budden being a dope head and all of this type of stuff, and Joe Budden being a woman beater and all this type of stuff. I don't know what's going on, man, but I'm finna listen to it a little farther, so let's see what else Joe Budden got to say about what he feel about Troy Ave.
But how do y'all feel about him taking the stand in attempt to put another man away?
I don't remember the details from this, as far as who actually was responsible for the injuries and death.
Well, I can't say.
We don't know either, right? Yeah.
Who's allegedly responsible? Tax.
Well, Tax Stone.
Right?
That's why he's on trial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess Tax Stone is the one who, you know what I'm saying, I guess shot Troy Ave back in the day. But if you read the like I said 7 days ago, if you read the headlines, and it says Troy Ave is a doof. So I guess doofus or whatever, and I think that's probably what set Troy Ave off. If he would listen to the interview before responding, I think he would have seen that. I don't know if they really bashing him on her, but let me finish listening before I say anything else too. So, but I know the way they got it set up, it's a doof, D-O-O-F. You know what I'm saying? Troy Ave is a doof. It says that. So I know that's what set him off, because he kept saying that on his podcast. So let's see why they came in at. Right now we at 2 minutes on this podcast. Hold on, let's see.
I might not have went to court.
If he don't go to court, Tax come home.
And also, I think that they was trying to give him 15 years for shooting into a crowd, right? And then by him testifying against Tax, he now has a year in prison. He'll get a year. That was the deal. That's what was going around.
And he had time served.
And he had time.
Gotcha,
and he had time served.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's cooperating.
Gotcha.
With the state.
To exonerate himself, basically.
I mean, his friend died.
Well,
right?
his friend died.
Yeah, his friend.
Yeah, so I mean, right here, of course, all the street dudes are gonna always keep saying they don't agree with him talking or whatever. His friend died. You know what I'm saying? His friend got murdered or whatever in this situation. Like I say, I don't know all of this stuff, but I just keep on listening, man. It's kind of crazy. So I forget my brother's name right here. I'm just wait to see.
You don't agree with him taking a stand?
No.
Why?
I don't agree with it because Troy Ave rapped about a lot of gangster stuff and what he does and stuff like that. And I feel like when I've seen posts and tweets before talking about snitches and things like that, and he talked about it, and now for him to go on the stand to put another man in jail and not to take away for what happened, we know somebody lost their life. Correct. I feel it's a contradiction. But I do understand that he went on the stand because if he didn't go on the stand, it would look like something else, or he would end up getting more time. But I feel like that it was a situation between both of them that they both instigated, and I feel like I would have preferred Troy Ave not going to court, Tax coming home, and it being dealt with differently. Then for us to
So basically, you saying you want Troy Ave to jump out the window, basically, because if Tax Stone would have came home, you know what I'm saying, and you know, he would have probably had to handle that the street way, which is, you know what I'm saying, ride or die, you know what I'm saying, kill or be killed, that type of situation. So basically, you saying that you want him to jump out the window and basically handle it a different way, which is basically knock him off, because that's all you really saying. You just ain't saying it like that. I don't know, man. This is weird.
happen. But I would prefer different, just where I come from and what I was taught.
Understand what
You know what I mean? To watch somebody that you watch, you've been around, I've been around Troy
Excuse me.
Ave, to watch him do that and to see the is it decisiveness between the people? Because a lot of it, divisiveness, yeah. A lot of people are in the middle. A lot of people are saying that he should have told, and a lot of people are saying that no, he shouldn't have. I'm on the side that he should have just not went to court. I don't really know the
Well, then
logistics.
he'd be in jail still. Troy Ave would be in jail.
See, that's
Troy
the thing,
Ave,
though.
they were holding him.
But that's the thing.
See, this man don't want to be in jail. He don't feel like he should be in jail because I guess he feel like Tax was the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? His friend passed away, and he don't have no love for dude, and he don't care what happened to him. He say he just not sitting in jail for that cat, and I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm understanding. I guess that's what's going on. My understanding, that's what's going on.
And again, I don't really know much about the situation. I'm gonna just talk generally. I ain't talking about them gentlemen. When you decide to play the game, what's your quarterback name?
Tua. Mike White.
Tua. Tua decides to play football. You take on all the risks that come along with playing football. When you suit up, when you pad up, when you put your shit on, you know that when you go outside on the football field,
Everybody saying that when you put the suit on, you know what I'm saying, all of that, but you know, certain situations, when people be put in these situations, they wouldn't really be talking this stuff. You know, everybody that's on the other end looking in because they wasn't in no situation like this, so they don't know how they mindset would be if they was in the same shoes. So it's a lot of gangster or a lot of people that talk like, I don't know, man.
anything can happen. You can get paralyzed. You can get worse.
But everything he
Those
talking
are
about
the
is true.
decisions that you making and that you consciously making, and that's the thing that's being glorified in these hip hop songs and that's being glorified in street culture. But people don't want to take the opposite side of the shit that come along with the street culture. They take the bitches, they take the cars, they take the guns, they take all the accolades that and the praise that come along with being a street nigga. But it's the opposite side of them tracks. It's the other side of the tracks. You
That's facts what he's saying.
can't pick and choose, yo.
My only issue with what you're saying is, in your football analogy, like there's plenty of headhunters in the NFL, but that ain't the game that's being played. The game is football.
True.
So yes, street life is being highlighted in music, but I want to remind everybody that we're talking about a musician and a podcaster.
True, but they are both.
So when you say when you strap up and make that decision,
Yeah, it's different. It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. This is a confusing situation. I'm trying to see when Joe Budden called him a doof, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, I see they speaking on him about the stuff he did, and they don't agree with him taking the stand. I see that right now. But it seemed like Joe Budden trying to be on his side, but let's see.
you take what comes with the game. I don't think I'm a podcaster. I'm telling y'all that at no point do I plan on going outside and seeing niggas shooting at me and my man.
True.
I don't plan for that in my line of profession. If it happens, it happens.
But with your message and somebody else's message are totally different.
And also, you got to remember, Tax come from the streets. We can't.
Yeah, like,
take that
he's
away
not
from
a
him.
podcast.
we all come from the streets.
Nah, he
No,
was
but
in the
it's different.
streets.
He
It's different
actually
coming from the streets
in
and
the
being
streets.
involved in the
Yes.
streets. Totally different.
Okay, we understand he was at one point involved in the streets.
Right. So y'all saying, like, y'all ain't from the streets. That's why y'all shouldn't be speaking on it either, I guess. Because y'all not really streets. Y'all like, he in the streets. So are you in the streets or in the streets? Or are you not in the streets? It depends. I mean, you know, Like, it's level to being in the streets. Okay, you can be in the streets and just be a hustler. You can be in the streets and then you just be a killer. You can be in the streets and be a hustler and a killer. You can be in the street and be a hustler, killer, and a ladies' man. You can be a hustler in the street and be a straight buster. You can be a hustler in the street and be a straight snitch. You can be a hustler. So, I mean, you know, it's so many ways to be in the streets. So, what's being in the streets? You know what I'm saying? You can be a bum in the streets. Like, what's being in the streets, y'all? Tell me what's being in the streets for real.
The streets. When he turned his life over to rap, I'm just saying the same thing. I'm positive that he was in that courthouse telling lawyers and prosecutors and everybody else with ears, yo, dog, I rap. I was at Irving Plaza for a rap event. I was invited by musicians, rappers.
True.
I had a job to do. I was performing. I didn't know that somebody was going to be there with a problem with me. You can look up tweets from the last 5 years. This person has an issue. When he starts saying all of these things, nobody up there at One Central Plaza, 1PP Plaza, is saying, oh, he signed up for the life.
True.
So that's us just saying that. I want us to try to dissect this
I am
with our civilian ears.
and true, and that's the
With
that's
civilian
what I was
talk.
about to say. When you are a civilian, you carry yourself accordingly. If you are a civilian, then everything that he is doing is par for the course. But when you preach a whole different message and when you preach a whole different thing, then you can't. And that's what I'm.
You can't keep on saying when somebody preaching and rapping something, man. A lot of people preach and rap that same stuff, bro, and it just ain't happened to them yet. That's what I'm saying. Y'all keep on saying that. Like, you can bro, you can rap whatever. You can be a rock star, and somebody can throw something on you and say, oh, you can be somebody who wear furs, and people gonna say, oh, we against that. You can do. There's so many different ways and levels when it comes to entertainment, dude. Y'all gotta keep on stop acting like that's the only. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people rap and do a whole lot of stuff. Listen to some of the rock songs. I don't think y'all listen to none of the rock songs. They be talking a lot of stuff too. You just ain't tuned in.
Just get down to art separated from real life.
It's only one thing we overlooking here.
I'm checking out this Joe Budden podcast, man, trying to figure out why Taxstone. I mean, why the brother Troy Ave going off on Joe Budden, and I'm trying to figure out. It seems like to me Joe Budden is on his side so far in the podcast. To me, it seems like Joe Budden is on his side. Now it seems like Joe Budden partners in there, they ain't on his side for real. But it seems like Joe Budden on his side. We gonna see though.
I'm not overlooking that.
But
It's a fact.
But when you say civilians aren't walking around with bangers.
Well, according to Troy Ave, he didn't walk in with that gun. He took a weapon from somebody and defended himself. That's his story.
Okay.
I'm certain on Tax side, Tax is saying, I had a weapon, but I didn't kill nobody.
Okay. I'm just trying to listen to, I don't play street shit at all. So I'm just listening.
And I don't see how y'all start this with, we come from where we come from, and then lambast the guy for having a gun.
I'm not lambasting anyone. No, I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. It's too much. Like, y'all say y'all street dudes. It's either you a street dude or you not a street dude. I mean, everybody's grown up in the ghetto. If you ain't grow up with a silver spoon, gold spoon, or whatever it is you consider a better than the next the norm, then dude, you from the hood and anything anything can happen. Somebody can just be really jealous of you and be ready to get on you, man. So just, I don't know, man. It's too much.
I'm just saying for your civilian argument, like, I put myself in the place when you hear civilian.
But you also said that you're a podcaster and you don't plan on going outside and having people shoot at you, right? And the other person that's a podcaster is Taxstone. And Taxstone was a person, as a podcaster, still outside, still mingling with different people. And
Allegedly.
That's just like when Charlemagne the God got chased by the dudes that was kind of, I guess, I forget that story for real, but I'm just going to say jealous of him. When they ready to beat him up and they chased him in the radio station, he made a big joke about it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't claiming like he was, I mean, he from the streets, but he wasn't like acting hella tough, I don't think. I think he just speaking his stuff, being a podcast. I mean, being a podcast, whatever, radio host, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. See how, I forget it.
Just a part of the element. Part of the element. Whether he was involved knee deep or whatever the case may be, you still are a part of the street element.
So if I'm involved in the street, then I should not be able to help the state put another man in jail because I should be relying on street justice.
If that's what you preach.
Whose side are you speaking from?